Hello, everybody. My name is Amul Patel. You're watching the Internet Startup Show, Cup 13. I'm joined here with,
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton. I'm down here in San Diego.
and you can reach Jeff at Comster and reach me at Amul_Patel. So, Jeff, here we are, Cup 13, still cranking. How you feeling?
Pretty good, not too bad. It's a Monday. Got up a little later than usual. A little slow week to the start here. A little latest show we've done, shot through the day. Sun's not out anymore, so
Yep.
hopefully the shine from the screens will keep me illuminated.
That's right.
Uh,
So this is our official evening show. Yeah, so
yeah,
we.
it's surprising. I don't know how that's the first one that we've done this late, but
Mhm.
I'm not exactly a morning guy myself, so.
And by late, let's let everybody know it's really just 6 p.m. in the evening, so that's late.
Yeah, sun goes down early still.
Yeah, yeah. And our general time for those that really care, we try to shoot this between 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But today we ended up hacking on the platform, and yeah, time flies, huh?
Yep.
So, anyways, that leads me right into our platform. So let's show everybody what's going on. So here we are to our startup platform. We've got our thumbnail and the title of the site or the startup and a little bit of a bio, Twitter, Facebook, and Angel List and all that kind of thing would be right there. And then here's our sort of rating system. Now, Jeff, looks like you've got the stars working here. Good job with that, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you definitely led me to the implementation for the stars we used was the CSS tricks, which was great to find,
That's
which
right.
is a pure text UTF-8 star. So hopefully that shows up on everyone's
So,
computer. I think
so for those that don't know what the hell this UTF all that, what does that mean, Jeff? What are you talking about?
it's in text. So usually a star, something
Okay,
like that, would have
that's
to
right.
be an image, right?
That's
If you're a
correct. Okay,
designer, if you're designing a page, you would have to go pick something out and
okay.
draw it, render it as a GIF or a PNG or something,
Mm-hmm.
and that has significant complications, right? Then you have to do a whole bunch of CSS and maybe some JavaScript to get your hovers and your clicking and everything
Okay.
to respond and react as a normal five-star rating would.
Gotcha.
So we were able to pull that off with a lot less technology
So let
using
me
web
let,
standard
let me get this
CSS.
straight here, Jeff. So you're saying this star is actually like a letter? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yeah. It's like a
Okay.
character. You could probably type it with your keyboard if you knew the character code,
Gotcha.
and you can highlight it and copy and paste it.
Okay.
Like
So,
people do sometimes in Facebook and
gotcha. And
things
so
like
for the
that.
folks at home, consider this like a slash or a period or some other graphic that isn't a letter. And so yeah, so we got that working. You showed me a version where you can actually adjust these reviews and they would show up on my screen. Both of us working on the same page together, so that was kind of neat. So yeah, I'm hoping this week will be the start of that I'll start actually using these input mechanisms to start adding all this information to our platform. All right, so with that, do you want to? Maybe we should go.
Actually, I'm having a little trouble with Skype. I can't see your screen right now.
Oh,
I'm stuck
okay.
on the home text file, so I don't know if we should
Yikes.
pause it and get that fixed.
Okay, I'm
It's got
gonna
me a little bit behind on the
let me
topic here,
let
what
me
you're looking at.
pause. Let me pause. So we're back. Technical difficulties. Skype's been acting pretty erratic today for me, and for you, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back now. Before I get into more details on the platform, I'd like to go over analytics. I was thinking every Monday we'd do this, and so
Okay.
let's check out our channel, guys. Back behind the curtain, here's what's going on. So. 221 views are already. How much were we last week, Jeff? It was like 100, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So we got
Probably somewhere around there. Yeah.
all right, and now there's according to this, 20 hours and 60 minutes of our rambling has been watched by somebody out in there in the real world.
Yeah.
So that's cool. We still got that one comment, likes, no dislikes so far. That's good.
Okay.
No shares. We need to work on that. And of course, this is the big gold right here for us: subscribers. Why subscribers, Jeff?
Because those guys are, they've signed up, right? You guys are opting in that you want to hear more. So that's what keeps us going, is the fact that you guys are letting us know that you want to see more episodes. So, that's basically what it is.
And so
And hopefully it'll be delivered to you when we keep uploading them. They'll just come right to you.
And so, to that end, we're all bombarded every day by new things to look at, new sites, new blogs, new articles on existing blogs, and we know everybody's time is super busy. We're so fragmented. It's hard to imagine anything cutting through. But when somebody subscribes, that technically means that I don't know how many people check their YouTube inbox, but at least when they sign up for YouTube.
Well, go ahead and click through some of those panels on the left. I think actually, if you look at traffic sources
All right,
or
let's check that out.
playback locations, YouTube will actually tell you where people are watching your video from. So we can get a sense of how many people are watching because they've subscribed and it's on their. Let's see. I don't
Very
know what
good. So
category
there,
that would fall
it says home page feeds and subscriptions.
Yeah,
So
there you go. So exactly.
yeah. So
And
somebody
you can see the minutes watched there.
yeah.
The minutes watched is what's going to be valuable. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Those users who have viewed because they're subscribed are probably going to watch a lot more of the video than people that stumbled onto it or were searching for something else and happened to find us.
That's correct. So when you sign into YouTube.com, just the main homepage, your subscriptions come up. And so that's where we are, our show is going to show up in the subscription feed,
Yeah. Another fun thing to show people, click on YouTube search with the red dot there on the traffic sources.
Yep.
I think this will show you what people are searching for and finding us. So a lot of people don't know that this sort of thing even exists if you're not an internet marketer or in this industry, or if you haven't uploaded videos to YouTube and actually looked at this for yourself.
Yep.
But it's great to see, it looks like 7 people watched our video coming from searching for startups.
For the keyword startups, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a keyword that, we're definitely hot on. That's our community. And culture that we're covering.
And I'm looking here, estimated minutes watched out of all of them, 19% on the keyword startups, and then the keyword startup without the S, 41%. So clearly, the people that seem to be retained, the people that actually watch beyond the first 30 seconds, say, "Oh, what the hell is this?" Yeah. These aren't those people. These are people like, "Oh, okay, this is interesting," and then they've watched our show. So clearly, Jeff, we need to dominate, bro, for the word startup and startups. And so, yeah, that's a very good point. All right, so, and then moving on, I'd like to point out that Oliver Gordon has subscribed to us on YouTube. So here's next time Oliver checks out his youtube.com homepage, he's going to see us on the list of his things to watch that he subscribed to. So thanks again, Oliver.
Yeah, so hopefully you're watching. Thanks a bunch, Oliver. And, we do appreciate the subscribes. We check this stuff every day, and
yes, we do.
It's what keeps us going.
Yeah. So, and Oliver, if you can tell all your friends, man, tell your parents, tell your buddies, email everybody that we are out there. That would be awesome, but I'm sure your parents probably don't want to watch this show. It's probably not for them. But for people you think that would be mildly interested, please send them the link. Anything you'd like to add to that, Jeff?
Nope, that's absolutely right. If you got coworkers that are in this space, and I know that's how I found out about most of the great websites that I subscribe to for news now. I heard through word of mouth through my friends.
Yep.
And some of those are other traffic sources now online that lead me to other things, but it's all about getting good solid referrals from friends, that validation that this is a good place to get information, check it out. So
Jeff,
we want to be that and keep giving us criticism about how we can make it that good if we're not already.
I completely agree. So Jeff, quick question for you. So as a content creator and as a person that wants to get this stuff out there, like most people may be watching this show, YouTube is of course a platform you can go on, but we could have easily published this or syndicated this to Vimeo and the other video platforms,
Sure.
And my question to you, Jeff, so Oliver Gordon found us through YouTube. What if somehow we piss YouTube off tomorrow and they're like, we don't like you guys, and they kick us off, right? How do we contact Oliver and say, hey man, sorry man, YouTube doesn't like us, now we're on Vimeo, check us out there? Unfortunately I don't have Oliver's email here. All I have is their link.
So you're assuming, imagine we disappeared from YouTube, including our account and our ability to contact users on YouTube.
Our subscribers, people that liked us, that wants to hear from us.
Well, that's why I'm a strong proponent of driving people to your own website, your own property and destination, where you want to collect that you want to create that relationship directly with people right on your website. And so that's leading us in kind of to smokingHotCoffee.com, which I know is a little bit behind where we need it to be. But we've been kind of trying to stay on this daily routine of putting the show up as a priority before that. But that's what we were working on earlier today that delayed the show. and we're going to continue to polish and make this website just a summation and pinnacle of hopefully everything that we've learned and kind of demonstrate
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
includes the ability for you guys to log in with both Twitter, Facebook,
Hmm.
Google, probably some other things like GitHub or LinkedIn,
Okay. That's a good
and
idea.
then connecting with APIs like on AngelList. I know we've talked about that.
Yeah.
But definitely getting you guys able to log in and interact straight with us on our website. So today we're going to show the review system as we do the show,
Yeah.
and just the next phase of the website that we're going to be working on is the podcast, which is what you were asking me about.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
subscription and syndication to the podcast
Yeah.
is the next feature that I'm going to bring into our website, smokinghotcoffee.com.
Yeah, yeah. So this
We
is
could choose to use something like a WordPress or some other upload system, like you said, like a Vimeo or an alternative to YouTube.
Right, right.
But I'm going to work in-house on a system that integrates with our existing blog software,
Okay.
and we'll hopefully streamline a few things
Okay,
for us.
and
So
then
that's
this-
coming up this week.
okay, great. So you're talking about updating house.js, your framework, right? That you've been working
Yeah, that's
on.
the framework that we're using to
Yeah.
build the website.
Right, right. And so you want to basically embed these features, this feature set within the actual platform. So if somebody else decides to use it, they'll have these features for free, or at least a good kickstart in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So people that don't know, house.js is a open source web platform I've built, kind of strung together some open source using Node, Mongo, and Backbone on the browser mainly. And so I'm trying to build out all these features for a modern social network and application
Right.
that anyone can use.
Right.
And so the thing that I'm going to be doing in the name of Smoking Hot Coffee is extending the blogging platform to support our podcast.
Okay, and
So that's going to mean digging into doing audio. We're going to do an audio version, which is a whole, doubles our sort of exposure potentially,
Yeah.
and making sure that it's available in all of the podcast directories. So that means getting an RSS feed together that has enclosures for MP3s and the video format. And so we're going to be digging in those trenches. And if you guys find that interesting, we can talk more about
Okay,
it.
so
on
for
the
the-
show, the
so-
detail.
So for the non-technical folks and some of the product folks that are watching this show, what he's saying is he's working on the software and he's open sourcing it. So you theoretically, whatever you see on the show and the functionality, you'll be able to somewhat replicate once you download the latest repo, the latest version of this software, right, Jeff?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great.
So once we do that, hopefully we'll throw one of the ribbons, the fork me on GitHub.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
we have that all uploaded.
Yeah, yeah. So, that sounds great, and it's an awesome, that you're open sourcing this. And so, with that, I'd like to get started.
Sure.
So we're up. First up here is Grouper. I'm not sure how to handle the star rating. Maybe I'll do that after, of course, looking at it. But
Sure.
But I thought maybe flipping back and forth is probably cumbersome. But let's just check it out. So.
Yeah.
Grouper, joingrouper.com. This is a beautifully designed site. It's funny, when I first saw this, I remember, watching these guys in that startup show, the show on Bravo, because they
Okay.
actually feature these guys. Or not feature them,
Yeah, I
but they're
didn't
part of
know
the
that. I
storyline.
haven't watched the show.
It's part of the storyline, and they're, the guy's up in San Francisco, and he's hanging out with this chick, and he wants to bang her, and he's like, how do I get with her? And then part of the tension they're creating is he also goes on dates using this service, and he hangs out with these 4 or 5 people that he hasn't met before, and they're all the same age bracket. They all look very attractive. So I'm sure they didn't send any heifers, as part of the group.
Well, it says apply for membership. Yeah.
Oh, apply. There you go.
It doesn't say join now or connect.
So my question to you is are they curating this? I mean, are they looking at my photo and be like, no, this guy's too fucking old. He's
I hope
out.
so. I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, we're a social club.
Social club.
You have to
Right.
apply. It doesn't say join.
It doesn't say everybody gets in. You're right. Absolutely right. Okay, so where?
So I want to describe this for people that don't that are listening in. There's a beautiful little hook, no pun intended, in the top left.
Yep. Yeah, so we got this hook, and we got this really cool kind of fish with Grouper. We're a social club that sets up drinks between 2 groups of friends, 3 guys, 3 girls. And then there's a Facebook big call to action, apply for membership. And then underneath that, it says, why Facebook? So clearly people may have asked that question. And then right below that, we've got basically a mosaic of a bunch of different groups of people hanging out at bars or wherever, and they all look like they're having a good time. And and they're all in their mid to late 20s. They're all tend to be white, although there's some Asians in there. I don't see any blacks or Mexicans. That could be me. And I don't see a lot of Asians. Wow, there's only a couple. So it seems predominantly white for some bizarre reason. Was your Sunday night
Interesting.
this fun? You know, actually, my Sunday night was not that much fun, man.
Yeah.
But they have gotten some good press here. They've gotten Daily Candy and New York Times. Okay, so they got the startup press and some mainstream press, and then they've got sort of a grid that says it's just like going to a bar but way better. Apply with Facebook, then we'll match you. You grab two friends, prepay your first round. Oh wow, that's cool. So you prepay your first round. What do you think of that idea?
Oh wow. Okay.
Right?
So they're helping get the meet, making it happen.
Yeah. So you prepay your first round. So it looks like they've got some sort of payment thing going on. Is this like do they
We
have
tell you where to meet. So yeah, you know what this actually maybe the business model is similar to what was the Grub with us or the one in
yeah,
LA
the grub
or
with us? Yeah, yeah.
um,
Having
the
lunch.
way the model worked was the idea was to get people together and to go have like a spontaneous meal together, you know, where you could interact with the locals.
Yeah.
But the way they were doing it, they were you could only dine at restaurants they were offering,
Right.
which was probably like restaurants that were struggling,
Right.
you know.
Oh, you never know though.
And had relationships with
Possibly,
the website.
possibly.
So, anyways, it was a much limited set of where to go, but
That's
you
true,
know,
yeah.
it's clearly the way the
No,
business
they
was
they definitely were
pushing it.
curating it. I mean, so these guys may also have a list of bars that they are good friends with and set that or pre-set that up.
Yeah, in other
Um,
words, what it's telling me is they have the relationship with the restaurant.
That's a very good point. So in this case, so their monetization could be tied to that.
Exactly.
Maybe these guys are adding a couple extra bucks to the actual cost, and they're getting that extra float. That's brilliant. I mean, if they can, that way they can just make it free for people, which would help. I think even if they had a small sort of sign up fee or whatever, yeah, that keeps that keeps it
And so
accessible.
yeah, so you're basically prepaying for your first round, which
Yeah.
is committing you to the event as well.
Yeah.
Plus getting grouper, you know, a transaction.
And so another thing I like about this is right underneath that they've got available in your select cities, and they've got New York, LA's on here, Miami, some big and then they say now in Canada, and then it says we're all about epic stories, and so it looks like they've got some cool little. There's one celebrity sightings. Maybe this was in LA. That looks like that guy from fucking X. What is that X show? That big. What's that big talent show? Can't even think. X Factor. That's the
Okay.
guy from X Factor, right? Huh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're at the
Yeah,
Grove.
I know what you're talking-
Okay, so
my
there's
your screen share is slowing
little
down on
slow.
Skype again.
okay.
But
So
yeah.
what's cool is they have a sort of a story, and they've got a celebrity sighting, and they're standing next to the guy who started X Factor, and Simon Comwell. Can't pronounce
Cowell.
it. Cowell, yeah. And
Yeah, that's it.
it looks like they're hanging out at this bar at the Grove. There's this place called the Grove
Oh,
near LA.
So let's rate this thing. What do you think? We've been talking about it for a minute. What do
You're
you
right.
think?
I think design-wise, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah, design-wise, it's great. I give it at least a 4. Originality, I think it's actually pretty original. I don't think I've seen this kind as a dating concept yet. It's basically like a double date, but a triple date, right?
Yep.
Marketing-wise, looks like they've gotten some press. Looks like they're doing okay there. Tech press, I would say probably middle. I'd like to see more on their marketing. I'm sure it's a natural viral loop because they're inviting 6 people together, so you have
Yeah.
to use it with another person. So that's good.
That's
And
true.
survival. So the survival one is tough. God, man, I don't know. You don't have an angel list thing up here, so do you know if they've gotten some funding?
They're a Y Combinator,
Oh,
I
they're Y
believe.
Combinator. Okay,
Um,
that gives them an edge. And they did get on
yeah.
TV. They got Bravo. So some person in the PR department's working
Okay.
for them. So
yeah,
I would
so I'm going to tell you the way I found. The one thing I need to add to our list of every startup is the source, how I found it,
Okay.
why I added it on the list. I recall, I think they were hiring on Hacker
Oh.
News. They put out a post
Okay.
and mentioned their YC.
That's a good sign.
Like,
that
you know,
means
I forget how
that means
they
they're
are,
doing
but-
something good. You know
But
what?
they're definitely got the marketing within the hacker community, within the the early adopters, the young people that are going to be trying this. I
Right.
think it's not going to be a problem for
You know
them.
what?
Therefore, I gave them a survival of 4 stars and
Should we give?
marketing 5.
Actually, I'm feeling like these guys are going to make it. I think by making it, I mean not cashing out with billions of dollars, and we're not talking about Zuckerberg money, but I'm talking about like an actual business.
Yeah.
That'll probably be a great lifestyle for maybe what 20-30 person company possibly. I don't know
I think-
how many.
I think this could be bigger. I don't know how
Really?
big the dating market
You know,
is. It
actually, the
seemed
dating niche
huge, and
is
they're probably
really
just going to
huge.
get bought out
Actually,
by
the dating niche,
eHarmony or something.
yeah, the dating niche is actually
So
massive. It's
yeah,
really, really big.
and what this is you're giving them a 5 in originality. I only gave them 3. I think I've seen other people doing this,
Oh,
which
okay.
is meeting up with a. It's like dating with a purpose. You know, like, oh, let's go grab ice cream, or it's sort of setting an event to kind of more than just, here's profiles and
Okay.
start chatting with each
Gotcha.
other. It's kind
Gotcha.
of a little bit more kickstarting
More
it.
curated.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Very
yeah,
good.
and so I think this is just that
A
idea
play on
done
that.
executed well. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I have to tell you, man, they've got their market down. It looks like we've got a lot of 20-somethings, Facebook, login. These guys are out. They're already out. They're already hanging out. I don't go out anymore. I'm fucking 41. I don't go. I don't. I'm basically at home in front of my computer. But this is perfect for you, Jeff. Shit,
Yeah.
man. This is the kind of stuff that I mean. Let me ask you this: would you sign up for this?
Um, I don't know. After talking about it here for a while, it's like maybe I should go click the big button and see if they'll let me choose to allow me in their club. Um, but
Did you make the cut, right?
yeah.
All
Um,
right.
but no,
No,
I guess my
you're a
first
good-looking
thought
guy, man. I could totally see you in one of these photos. I
my
could
first
totally see
thought
that.
though was the idea that you have to grab 2 friends, and I guess that could work. It's just different, and so I think we'll start hearing more people talk
Oh,
about it, and
you're
it'll
right.
become
It
more
does say you
socially.
have to grab
The
two
way you
friends.
mentioned the double date, right? Like everyone knows what that is. Like, right? You say like a blind date or double date.
Yeah.
People know what that game is. You know what the
Right.
rules are for that
Right. Right.
style of date.
Yeah.
This could be a new,
Yeah.
version
A
of
new
the
derivative of
three.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's 3 people, so
Yeah.
that it doesn't get grouped in with double dating. Now
Right.
they can brand it as like their own thing. It's
Yeah.
3 people,
Yeah. Grouper.
and
Yeah. Yeah. So the question is, would you join this?
I don't know. Maybe no, not till
Ah! All right. All right. So the question is why? Why would you not do this? Do you not believe that they have like hot chicks? Or do you not have 2 friends to join? Do you have an issue with the idea of like going on a group date? Well, I'm just curious. What
no,
is your
no. It's not the
objection?
idea. It's just I don't know. I just wouldn't be an early adopter on this one. I'd wait till a friend told me
Okay.
to
Okay. Good.
a
All right.
friend
So
asked me to be one of the 3, or a friend said, "Hey, I did this and it worked," or some,
gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
get some.
Very good. Very good. So let me say this honestly. Now, if somebody on Facebook approached you, hey, bro, we're thinking about going on this date. Check out this grouper. Here's already 2. Here's one other person that's already joining. It could be a girl or guy, and now he's just waiting for you to sign on. Would you? Then would you probably
Yeah.
consider it? Then
Yeah,
would you say?
I think so. Yeah, that that part of the thing is going to work like
Okay.
perfectly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Hopefully they get 2 people using it and they invite 4 people,
Right.
right?
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess that's how it goes. Yeah, 2 people invite 4. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, you imagine you just introduced 4 new people to
That's
this.
true. That's true.
2 guys, 2 girls,
But my
so it's
question to you,
balanced.
Jeff, I
even,
mean, we're
and
spending a lot of
they-
time on this, but my
right.
question to you, Jeff, though, most of my friends know each other. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's why I always, wait to get the massive validation on this that it actually is.
I have to say though,
I don't
man,
know.
but I have been to house parties of some of my friends, and then there's like new people there, girls and guys, obviously, and that's a good place to kind of meet his and her social group, that I may not have. So maybe, yeah, who knows? But I do think that this is going to work if they can just get more traction.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
dating
feeling
is a
it.
huge market, I
It's a
think,
huge
online. We'll
market.
continue to see big startups trying to innovate, right? This is
Yeah.
what this is they're trying to innovate somehow on the
Absolutely.
dating
Absolutely.
digitally.
I wish them luck, and I hope they come out with a grouper 40 plus fogies version, so I don't feel like such an old fart when I look at that sales page. All right, so let's move on. Apartments near metro.com. Wow. So they've got those keywords in the URL. So very good on the SEO juice. I wonder what the volume, organic search volume is on what is the apartment near Metro? Would you even write it out like that? Apartments. What is it? I would say I
No,
probably
you
put
would probably do
Metro.
apartments near your metro.
Yeah, your Metro, whatever that
So
Metro is, right?
they've got, 2 big words at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. They've got at least 2, maybe even 3. Yeah, so it's very clever in terms
Yeah,
of.
because maybe you type in LA Metro,
Exactly.
or maybe you type in,
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So here we are. We've got a big fluid website where it takes up the whole viewport, and then we've got a map here. 90% of the screen is filled up by this map. We've got a little
Hey,
message on
so
top.
let me pause you real quick. You're doing a good job, but let me just tell you my Skype is way behind you. But
Okay.
if you want to keep just making sure to explain it for
Yeah.
both our audio listeners and me, it'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah. So, are you seeing it now, Jeff?
I can pull it up on my screen and stuff too, but
Okay. All
just
right.
letting you know.
Gotcha. All right. Fair enough. So we're at this startup, and they've got a message on the map, and it says, "Sorry, everybody, but Craigslist decided to block us. The site ran exclusively off of Craigslist listings, so we decided to shut it down. PadMapper recently faced a similar situation. They decided to fight it and got sued. Apartments near the metro was an interesting experiment for me, and I hope that it helped at least a few people find a decent apartment in a gridlock city, in this gridlock city." So, wow, Jeff, here we go. Another startup that is basically trying to build on the Craigslist platform, and Craigslist did not like that. Um,
No.
I'm a big I love ideas like this that build on other people's platforms, but I honestly, when we start seeing traction, and Craigslist clearly saw there was some traction maybe going on, maybe their server admins were saying, "Holy shit, 1% or 3% of our fucking traffic is going to these guys." I don't know how
Right.
they're tracking that, but at some point they're able to see, a lot of data being siphoned off by these parasites. My question to Craigslist, to Craig, if he's listening, why don't you make a fucking deal with these dudes? Now I understand, this doesn't look anything like Craigslist, and it's a complete user experience shift. But it'd be great if these other smaller guys are able to find a way to become a partner in some small way. What's your feeling, Jeff? It's all or nothing. Kill these guys, or should we work with these guys?
It's tough, man. I clearly think they should work with these guys. The difficulty is how, I guess. I guess we just wish we'd see a little bit stronger leadership in Craig doing that. I got to follow this story more and pull up more of the details. We can have a little bit of a banter here about this. This startup is obviously in the Deadpool now, and it's
Yeah.
more of a news conversation.
Yeah.
And we do like to talk about the lifestyle of the startup, or the life cycle of the startup.
Yeah.
But this is something that's been going on for a long time.
Mm.
Their Craigslist has not changed, has been a functional piece of beauty for about as long as it came out.
Yeah.
It's been around,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
They've not done much.
And of course, that's a
different.
point of pride for him, because back in the day when people weren't even browsing, you had this super ASCII text version, and yeah, and it's done
Well,
well
there's
for him.
something to say about it, right?
Yeah.
Keeping it simple. They've definitely had to bulletproof and harden the things they do, right? I mean,
Right.
you could look at Twitter and be like, Twitter, what the fuck? You are still only 140 characters?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you, like in Gmail, like give me an extra character every year?
Right.
Be like, oh, we're growing. There's now
Right.
room for one more character. It's
Right.
2013.
Right.
But Craigslist, they really had to deal with the spam problem, so
Yeah.
they do what they do pretty well actually.
Yeah.
But it's really frustrating that this keeps happening. That especially us who are passionate product user experience guys, see something like this. I remember moving 5 6 years ago, pulling up housingmaps.com,
Okay,
which
yeah,
which
yeah.
does this, and I don't know if they still do it or whatever. But same thing, man. I mean, I want to look for places by location,
Right,
like
of course.
in a radial distance from
Absolutely, yeah.
the center point of where I'm working,
Right.
or
Right.
whatever.
So,
And
so my
this is
question to
just
you.
a super helpful tool that Craigslist hasn't made available. I
So,
think they might be making progress, but
okay, so
it's just so slow, and there have been so many casualties like this.
the several $1 million question is now Google, as you know, has a pretty good Google API, and they encourage an ecosystem of startups using their mapping information as a way of sort of establishing their brand on the web. Now, why couldn't why couldn't Craigslist have their Craigslist, powered by Craigslist, or data provided by Craigslist backlink on maybe hover panels that come up whenever I hover over a specific area? I mean, there's a beneficial relationship, but Craigslist makes money on jobs, right? I mean, they don't even charge money for advertising. So maybe those links. I mean, what are the likelihood of a person clicking on powered by Craigslist data, clicking on that, and going to Craigslist and say, "Oh, I'm looking for a job too," and checking out a job, or maybe thinking, "Oh, I need to hire somebody," and paying Craigslist. I don't know, but I have to say it kind of blows. But
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to get all my news and facts lined up to have a bigger conversation about this, which could be really interesting.
Right.
But because yeah, there's a lot involved here, a lot of different ways that this could be handled. If Craigslist offered their data in API, like every other, everybody that came after them, Twitter mainly mainly survived off of its API early on.
I completely agree. So I'm rating
what they're
this.
doing is very counter-competitive, and the argument would be like, okay, well, this website that we're looking at, apartments near the metro, why don't they just say, why are they exclusively using Craigslist listings? Why not just do their own listings, right? So this becomes the bigger issue, I guess, of ultimately the guy with the data wins.
Yeah, the guy with the data
wins. Craigslist. And that's why Facebook's trying so hard to keep everyone in their closed network, and Google and them are all battling each other.
Yeah, the big corporate war.
The battle for the data.
It's the battle of the platform. It's the
and what's interesting on the internet is that sites like this can even exist for a time, because they're basically doing something that Craigslist will never allow, but because it's the internet, they can do it for a certain amount of time. Before he gets shut down. So
yeah, so it's really awesome that the internet allows people to just kind of do these things, but of course, the internet can't change human nature, and it can't change the profit motive, and it can't change other capitalistic reasons for why this was shut down. So Jeff, I've went ahead and rated this. Why don't you? I don't know if you've already done your version.
I think I did. So do you see it on your end?
No, I do see it. Yep, I do see it.
So you guys, it should show, the rating should show up in real time.
Cool. So I give it a pretty okay on the design. Maybe actually about halfway. Originality about halfway, because I've seen the mapping interface before. Marketing, I'd say half, maybe less than half, because.
I give these guys credit though, just for trying. I mean, we know that it's an uphill battle, and it's still a worthwhile effort though, because I think this does actually help people.
and if you're out there, William, listening to this, man, you kicked ass, bro. Just keep going. Just work on the next thing, because this. I mean, we found it. I'm sure other people found it too. All right, so we're moving on. Here we are at Mixler.com. Wow, okay, this is a really beautifully designed site. First thing I get is a very unique sort of circular interface where we've got an arrow, and it's kind of almost like a clock, and we've got an arrow moving around like an hour hand on a clock, and it's randomly picking different bands of color, and I'm seeing it says pop dance, and then I hover over and I see technology. So it's almost like a radio dial. I think that's what they're going for. It says join the crowd, discover live audio, listen together live. So I can now I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, Jeff, but I had this whole idea, and I even mocked up some screens in Photoshop and everything, where it's like a scanner, and you can scan through different audio channels, because in iTunes you got the radio, but you got to always click on it, and you've got to like wait for the buffering.
Yeah.
And this thing would
good old channel flipping, right?
Yeah.
People's
so this
TV, like, and
exactly.
You
so
had
this
a radio
thing,
with the old knob. You could actually fly through every channel in 10 seconds, 20. Yeah.
And so that requires a lot of pre-buffering. You got to basically pre-buffer all these little snippets before the person gets to engage with it. And so that has its own technical challenges. But I really like this idea of surfing through things, of quickly scanning through things, especially if it's media, especially if it's video media or audio media, to bring those interfaces and to bring that user experience to the end user. Because right now I'm not seeing that. Everything's like a thumbnail, and I got to click on the thumbnail. I haven't seen any of these scanning interfaces, and anyway, that's a long discussion. What's your thoughts here, Jeff?
Yeah, we got to talk about Vine. I think one of these. I don't think we've done that yet, but. Yeah, definitely figuring out a way to express the information a lot quicker. It's like to jump into Vine, basically it, plays a video without me having to hit a play button.
Yes.
And, that's the power of the animated GIF, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's done in a non-retro way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is Mixler, though?
So I went ahead and clicked on Pop and Dance, and I see basically two columns. And the first column has, it says live now, and it has, like, radio stations, I guess, and it says gives an idea of how many people are listening, and there's like a timer. But the problem is right now I've got 3 clicks to get into one of them, and then now I'm finally at a sort of a landing. Okay, so I'm at Vicky Ashal's, I guess, station, and I've got some comments, and the music's playing. There's a shout out. There's a little area. It's beautifully designed. But I have to say, Jeff, that I don't want to go through all these clicks to get to this page. I'd rather get to this page a lot sooner,
Yeah.
right? And I'd rather be able to sample it. So the for me, just my own personal take on this is I would have liked this sort of interface almost on the homepage and to be able to quickly get to it. Because quite honest, folks, when I see a list of just like these stations, I have no idea that
Doesn't mean anything.
Pop Teen Radio is better than Dante Radio. I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to figure this shit out at all? The only way for me to do this is to literally hover over and I get an audio snippet. There's really no other way, right?
I think that's a great idea. I don't know how. I mean, that may be an impossible challenge with a live streaming product like this,
You'd
right?
have to basically you have to set up a bunch of sliders, and they all basically have to preload all this stuff and then go through that sequence, you know. We
but
did
imagine
work on
these are all live streams though too,
and
so
if you
it kinda
recall,
amplifies the problem. But I think Ustream actually, when you go to ustream.com, just starts playing a video at you.
Okay.
Which is one way they might do that. You know, maybe they should at least just start streaming you on one of the channels.
Yeah. Let's start with an ideally on a hover. And so, you know, back in the previous life when we worked together, Jeff, we were working on this kind of video scanning thing, right? If you recall.
Yep.
And that was my whole idea behind that back in the day. But I don't want to bore people with those details. I think we've seen enough of this startup. I'm going to go ahead and start rating. Design-wise, beautifully designed. I'd give it a
It's quite
4.
beautiful. I think their full screen app could use a little bit of cleanup. I do like that they're using the edge to edge, which is one of my my beefs with web design, web apps. But I think they did a pretty good job. I'm looking forward to see how this progresses. Hopefully it'll be around. I'm going to give them a pretty good survival score
so
because I think the technology is powerful. I haven't seen this yet. Unless you go to Ustream or somewhere else, we haven't seen a lot of streaming.
Honestly, from a survival standpoint, I think that's related to marketing. And from my point of view, it's hard for me to tell from a marketing standpoint, but they have a lot of member or partner stations, and I don't know how the partner stations share traffic with like a Mixler. I'm assuming they don't. Or they might have a little badge that says, find us on Mixler or something like that on these different radio station sites, because they're basically aggregating a bunch of radio stations, right? And so now we're back to the whole network versus affiliates. Who shares who, right? Like, so if you click on Mixler and you click on, they have basically it's a list of radio stations, right? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah, I guess. So, you're thinking about it maybe a little different way. I'm thinking about this like Ustream for just audio. Okay. Is it much different than that?
So no, it isn't. But I'm thinking like from a marketing standpoint, if they're trying to get affiliates to share traffic with them, I don't see what the value add is for the affiliate to do that. The affiliate's going to be like, why do I want to put a link?
Share traffic. I don't think this is affiliates. I think they're getting people like their own
individuals.
content.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get your
This
point.
is all like original content.
Like
we could be streaming our show via audio through this.
I got you.
And then give people the link, like a YouTube or like a Ustream or Justin TV. But as
right.
SoundCloud
you're
is just
absolutely
audio
right.
to YouTube.
You're absolutely right. So this says it right here, and I apologize. So it looks like there's a one-click live broadcasting. That's correct. So they're making individuals, not stations.
Yeah. So you're thinking, maybe the seed content is some of those partnership type things they did, but I see this more as individuals like us who just want a platform or a channel medium to do this. We don't already have a radio station.
Right. So
I don't know why you would need this.
All right. So in that regard, yes. If you're a blog or if you're whatever you want to create a show and it's just audio, then this is and it looks like there's no plugins, no special hardware, no wires. It just works. That's pretty cool. Play tracks direct from SoundCloud, listen live on Facebook, publish broadcast to SoundCloud, Mixcloud, iTunes, and others. So they do syndicate and publish your data to these other platforms. Okay, so I misunderstood. So these are individuals. Okay, I get it now. So my next question to you, Jeff, is how do they make money? That's part of like survival, right? How do they make money?
I think it's a content play. Like, how does YouTube make money? Or
do they got ads?
How does SoundCloud make money?
So check this out.
And they can charge people. Maybe there's a premium version.
So basic free SoundCloud 24-hour queue. They don't put it on SoundCloud right away. They wait. You got to wait 24 hours. But it's unlimited. But the pro version, which is £5, $10, audio quality pro, embed. They allow the embedding, so you can embed it on your own site. And they said 72-hour queue. I don't understand. That seems longer. What? Oh, Yeah, that doesn't make any
Oh,
sense to
okay.
me.
You can. The queue is your playlist for your station.
Yeah.
Does that
Oh,
make
they can just
sense?
keep adding. Is that what they
Yeah.
mean by that?
So
Okay.
you're queuing up recorded music to play out your station.
Okay. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So it's a longer loop in a sense. Okay.
You can queue up more. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Very cool. All right. So they've got a $10 deal here. So they don't have an ad-supported free thing. So I'm not so sure how many people know about this. Going back to the homepage, I don't know. I don't see a lot of press or anything like that yet. So I don't know, guys. I'm saying survival. I would hope these guys to survive. I'm just gonna give them a middle. Marketing. I'm gonna give them a 1 or 2 because I don't see anything yet for the marketing. So I hope these guys survive. I wish you guys luck. It's a very beautifully designed site and a cool service. Let's move on. Here we are at Motion Loft. Real world analytics. Okay, so we've got sort of your middle banner slideshow. It's not a slide; it's more like a banner. It says the best real world analytics ever. A 3-screen shot of the dashboard, and
Hmm.
it looks like we've got a map and a grid and a analytics. So retailers, comprehensive real-time activity data for site section selection and measuring health of existing stores. Property owners
Oh wow.
to gain
So
the
we're
advantage
talking
of.
real world physical analytics.
I don't know because it says right here advantage over neighboring sites. Do they mean websites or
Keep going. So property
and then
owners.
brokers,
Yeah.
pedestrian vehicle data on demand, rich data to provide to your client. Whoa, wait a minute. Vehicles and pedestrians counted and analyzed.
So
What
they have a
the?
big odometer counter in the middle of the
Oh,
page,
okay.
flipping
Wait a minute.
over
So they're tracking
a
human
number.
beings and cars in the real world? Whoa.
So I'm
So,
pretty sure that people in, in billboard advertising and stuff, they use that sort of metric, right?
oh, this
Like
is
how many
awesome.
how many people driving down the
Yeah.
405 in
Yeah, yeah.
California
Yeah,
see
so,
this billboard every day
right, right, right.
is a major number for deciding if you want to,
Okay, so check
paste your
this out.
logo
So
on a
I
billboard.
I clicked on retailers, and I like the fact they broke it down into 3 big their customer categories. The first thing I'm going to do whenever I consider a location is to ask that a Motion Loft sensor be
Ah,
installed.
it's a sensor.
Wow, very cool. Very, very cool. I love this, man.
So it
I
says
love these sort of.
continual data collection,
Yeah,
24 hours a
sensor.
day, 7 days a week, vehicle and pedestrian data.
This is very cool. So they're
They
bringing
emphasize
basically
on.
analytics to the real world. Imagine that.
This is
Wow.
neat. This is different. They're gonna get 5 stars for
Oh
originality from
yes,
me
yes,
for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Let's go back to that. Originality, 5 stars.
Yeah,
Design,
easy.
I give these guys a maybe a 3 because I would have liked to have seen this stuff kind of on the homepage. I had to click through, even though they're I guess they maybe a hover or something or some sort of snippet.
Well, considering they're a real world product, they should have put something physical in the top of the page,
Yeah, like a
maybe.
sensor.
They
Yeah, or a
the
picture of their hardware.
specifically the sensor or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah, yeah.
vehicles and
Maybe
pedestrians.
maybe a guy
Instead, they
climbing
have
up a fucking thing and putting the thing on the
yeah.
sensor or putting the
Well,
sensor on the. Yeah,
something to visualize it. I mean, they
exactly.
led with 3 screenshots of analytics,
Yeah.
which comes off really dry and typical for analytics.
Here
When
we
they're
go. Check.
actually doing something much different than what
So here I am
what
at
we consider
property
web
owners or
analytics.
developers, and they've got a little slideshow with a little cartoon graphic showing sensors. This is really cool that they've got motion sensors and they're showing a guy installing it. But I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe they don't have it set up yet. I don't know. Maybe they don't have some good photography. So I get that. I get that. You guys are new. This is a very cool idea, and you guys don't have that there. But a good testimonial. Marketing wise, I think I would probably give them wow, that's a tough one. I would say probably a 3. I would have liked a little bit more. Nah, maybe not. Maybe I'll give them a 4 because it's a very unique product. It's a very unique
Yeah.
product. They've got a very good vertical. They've definitely done their homework. It looks really cool in terms of like them specifying a very tight niche that I don't think anybody's doing. Let's check out their pricing. Let's see here. So activity snapshot, call for pricing. So here they're not giving pricing here for that, but property analytics, $300 or $279 a month. That sounds pretty reasonable, right?
Yep.
I could see maybe people putting this in the construction business. They want to make sure nobody's around. I don't know. I don't know if that's useful actually, but that's a different type of surveillance. Okay, survival. I give these guys a 4. I have a good feeling about these guys. It's a very cool idea. It's a really good market. They're very tight on their vertical. Very original. That really helps with the survival. You know, there's not a lot of competition, right?
Yep. I think if they can just clean this up, if they can package this a little bit more glamorously, I think they have a unique product worth the, that can be highlighted a little better than has been done.
And they've also
They
got
almost want to distance themselves from the word analytics, like, that just immediately drives people into thinking like
the
Google
web
stats,
internet,
yeah, a little
right?
graph
But
of
I have to say,
stats. Like,
I
how
just
is this going to help me improve my business?
so
Is
check
what
this
I
out.
really need to know to get me sold.
Exactly.
Because $300 a month is a lot.
It is a lot, but
It's got to be worth at least a few customers or sales or whatever.
but take the below the little odometer, they've got all these millions of people being tracked. Who is using? And they've got CVS Pharmacy.
Oh,
I've
wow.
heard of them. Saks Fifth Avenue. These are pretty big, massive companies. So you know what, man? I'm gonna go back and put fucking 5 stars for survival. They've got some amazing corporate partners already on board that are claiming to be customers, which means they've probably got a outbound sales team, right? They've probably got some guys on the phone trying to close these guys on this cool idea that probably nobody's got. So definitely got the high end originality. I'm feeling really good about these guys. I have a very strong opinion. I think these guys are going to make it. If I was out there, I'd put some money into these guys if I had the
Cool.
money.
Yeah, I like this. This is a good find. It's fun to see things that are original as this and that don't fall into the formula of some of the cookie cutter stuff we see.
So here we are at chimeapp.com. Stay informed with Chime, exclusively for Google Chrome. So they've got, it looks like an extension. So what is this? Comment on your post, like, kill. What is this? Comment, reply. You did pack that towel right. Gmail, Reddit. Okay, so it looks like it subscribes to your sort of all these sites like Facebook, Reddit, and they've even got a list of get notifications. So it aggregates your notifications from around the web. Wow, that's pretty cool. And it does it within the hover on a Chrome extension. Now, Jeff, so what's your feeling about this? Is this something that you would use? Would you use something like this?
Yeah, maybe I would. If I can trust it, which it looks like I might be able to, it may be worth actually trying. I think I did bookmark this, and I didn't spend too much time looking at it.
It does say no server-side code, so your data stays on your computer. Because
Exactly.
they do connect to Gmail, which I have an issue with. Obviously, security is a big issue.
Exactly. These are things we are very sensitive about and should be very sensitive about. Plugins, like we've talked about, plugging right into your Gmail account, where essentially, an extension could just see what's on the page.
No server-side code, Jeff. So this thing is going and scraping? It's a headless... Somehow it's scraping this shit?
Well,
how is this
no,
working?
ideally what it should be doing, I think, from a little bit of my engineering, let me put my engineering hat on, I think, if it's in the browser, it's effectively being the browser for you and just aggregating that into this.
So is it popping open some hidden tabs that I'm not able to see when I click on this button? And I click,
it could be potentially, yeah. Okay. It could be effectively like going to the web page for you as Chrome and scraping what it needs and formatting it right there.
In a nice way, this way. Huh.
So this is something that we desperately need. We look at a lot of tools that try to do this. Like I haven't even stayed in touch with them because there's so many, and I'm surprised at how poorly it's been done. I'm not sure if Hootsuite, how many different things it can connect to. Like, will Hootsuite do this for you? I mean, is that something?
I'm not sure. I don't think they have these kind of extensions connected to their browser. To be honest, I don't know.
Well, not the browser, but at least aggregating.
Yeah. I'm sure they aggregate. No. They do aggregate things, but not in the way they're presenting.
Super clean and simple way right here.
In this way, in
Yeah,
Chrome.
because Hootsuite's probably too much for me. That's an app I might have to run or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'd have to create an account with them and connect up all my other accounts.
And the scope for what Hootsuite does is way out of what this does. This is just a quick way of just making sure you're up to date with bullshit that's going on. And if you're using Quora and Flickr, and if you're kind of a geeky guy, then obviously you'll probably have profiles on all of these. So it's
cool.
definitely.
I'm gonna give them a good design score. I like how.
Yep, I agree with you there.
How the page is put together.
Definitely 4 on the design. Originality, I don't think it's terribly original, but it's. Yeah,
like I said, I think no one's really killing this problem right now.
And I have to say, from a survival score, I don't know. It doesn't look like they're charging, so I don't know how they're going to keep updating if this guy gets busy. Who the fuck's going to keep this updated? So it may be one of those abandonware extensions. There's a lot of them out there.
That's the problem with this, right? Is as all of these networks keep upgrading their software as a service, Gmail, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, is they keep updating their stuff, and they do tweak their login, tweak their feed page, tweak their notifications.
And then they break these services, right?
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then this thing gets broken, and then who's going to update it? So
And
if
then
this,
he asks for donations to, help him keep it up. So,
right, and then who
which is not
donates?
bad, but
Does anybody even donate, Jeff? Let's be
yeah,
honest.
if people want this and like it, hopefully they find a way to support this guy. I
Okay,
think that's kind of the theme of the internet
I
these
got you.
days
I got
with
you.
Kickstarter and some stuff.
So
We hope
Jeff,
that that happens.
so can I ding these guys for not having a donate button or
Yes.
something
Or
like
even a
that?
team button or oh, it's here's about. I mean, there they are.
Yeah.
So we can find them on LinkedIn and
Okay,
Twitter.
so we got three guys. Well, they all looks like they have. Well, this guy's a former intern, formerly design. They look like they're computer science senior. They're in college, dude. Yeah. They probably don't need money. Of course, these guys need money. Come on, guys, put a big donate button. You never know. One person out of 4,000 million will give you $1. You know. In general, most people don't donate, in my opinion, Jeff. Especially for this kind of shit. But it depends, I guess. If you put it on all the platforms, maybe. I don't know. I'd be very interested to see if there's a way we can coax some money out of people. $1 for this. I mean, what is the low-hanging $3, 99 cents?
Yeah.
Could this be
I
turned
mean,
into an app? Is there a one-click
There you go.
buy thing for Chrome? Does Google Play does Google have this?
I think they do. Yeah,
It
I think
needs
you
to be
can
super
charge for
cheap. It
web
needs to be
app.
super cheap. It needs to be one click. So if they had that, I would maybe add. So marketing wise,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd give them a 2 maybe. Survival, I'd give them a 2. There you go.
Yeah, so another theme is I do like things that you can pay for. That means that hopefully they'll be around because you're getting what you pay for.
Yeah.
There's a sort of more established relationship there than what we're getting with Facebook and Twitter, which is, bait and switch, unfortunately.
It is bait and switch, which I'm okay with as long as it's a decent product, then maybe it's worth it. Here
Yeah,
we go.
again, you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
So, it's a free product.
DeadSimpleSharing.com. What a really cool name. It's long, but it's really cool. It's a very clever Dead Simple Sharing. All right, so clearly they're attacking the problem of screen sharing, which is a problem, actually, oddly enough. Simple Chrome extension allows you to share your screen without installing any additional, no Flash, no HTML5. Wow, very cool. We'll have to try this, Jeff.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we might have mentioned this one or something like this on the show
we
before.
did mention something like this, yes.
Because I did add this one to my Chrome, and I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I think you and I will while we're doing one of our design
So this
sessions.
is just HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, nothing else. Is open source. Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're looking at the top of this page, it's a clear, it's a blueprint for a web developer, putting out a site. It's using Bootstrap, right?
Yeah,
Twitter Bootstrap. I don't know if you
Bootstrap.
can tell immediately right away. It's
yeah, I
got
can tell,
that. The call to action buttons are nice and beautiful, soft green and blue.
Yeah.
And they have the fork me on GitHub. So we love seeing projects like this that are compiling other open source and
Assembling, right? Assembling a bunch of little components and then adding a little bit on top.
Yep.
Bang.
Exactly.
Like a
And,
solution, a packaged solution almost.
Yeah, and I think as you always remind us, it's important that it's designed well, and that the developer doesn't want to spend a lot of time making the homepage for their open source weekend project.
And I have to say, Jeff,
so it's nice that they were able to put it out in a palatable format.
Yeah, no, this Twitter Bootstrap has been a godsend for all those god awful developer pages, man. If I have to see one more shitty looking developer page, God, sometimes you want to I just want to punch somebody. Line height, guys. If your developer's looking at this, line height. There's a CSS property called line height. If they just did that, and then just go to a color scheme site and just get a color scheme, that'd be really great. But then I'm sure there are developers out there that think some of these designers probably go off the reservation and design everything to be moving or shiny or all this design and all these crazy colors. Why? So I'm sure there's arguments on both sides to be had there.
Yeah, so it's nice when guys like Twitter put out Bootstrap, and we have good open source to be a good foundation to start from.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to spend a lot of time to get something.
No, this is beautifully designed. It's really clean. I really love it. It's really, really clean. So as I'm scrolling down, they've got a download extension, and they have a little screenshot showing you where the extension shows up. You click it. It gives you a URL to share, and then it works. So, Jeff, once I share the screen, are you able to just see it? Can I control my mouse? Or it looks like probably just to see it, huh? And now check this out. At the bottom here, there is a support the app. Now, I would have liked to have seen this on our little extension friend, just the last one. Currently, I'm running this on a Heroku free Dynamo. That's cool
Right.
that he mentions that. And okay, and if you donate, he can. There you go, and a reason for donating, not just paying his bills, but like, hey, here's a feature. We could switch
Yeah.
to EC2,
Yeah.
and there's a select amount. I love this with the drop down. Very nice, very very nice. Did you just
So
send me that, or is that
yeah,
somebody else?
go ahead and click on that link I just sent you if you want to try it. I opened up my screen sharing through that, and I guess you
Oh, you
can.
know what? Okay, it's gonna open up the other browser. Let me close
Uh-uh.
that. No, it's all right. It's
Yeah.
okay. I've got a couple
Right
of
click,
Chromes
copy.
open, so there we go. So let's try that. So I've just went ahead and typed in his URL, and oh, here we go. I see something. No connection though.
So I'm just scrolling through our page right now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. All I'm seeing is my name is Mohammed. Oh wait. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that is cool. I'm seeing a snapshot, but it's not very
Well,
fast. It's very
it may not be doing them justice considering we're doing Skype
yeah. So
and
we are doing this
clogging
over
up our
Skype.
connection
Yeah, yeah.
enough as it is. But anyways, it looks like it works. Yeah,
It,
easy
it
enough.
it does look like it. You are
If the
sharing your
quality
screen.
comes
I
through.
don't see your mouse, and I don't know. It's really sluggish, but it does appear to be working.
All right,
So
well, we'll have
very
to try
cool.
that again.
Yeah,
Off,
very
off
very
the
cool.
show.
I love the fact that there's a very low friction to join up. If you're Chrome, you just hit the button. There he is, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Good job, well done. And I like this support the app. Very nice. I would
Yeah,
love.
so to quickly throw in a little developer note on that, it sounds like, if I remember from, it says that you can deploy your own server,
Yep, he does
which is
offer.
really great. So I'm not sure exactly how the technology, how much of their server I was just using in that demo with you.
Yep.
If we're losing a
This.
little bit of our security there, or what the trade-offs would be, but
Yep,
this
yep.
looks like something that's worth digging into.
Absolutely.
On GitHub
You know,
if you're a
and
developer or a
and for
tech-savvy
certain
CTO or someone.
exactly, and for certain startups where they have complexity in the shopping process or configuring or trying to figure out how their users
Yeah.
are using the site, be really cool if they're like, "Are you stuck?" and there's a button for that, right? And then it pops
Yeah.
out a modal screen. And you can share your screen this way, but it does require you to install a fucking extension though. So that, yeah, you know what? That's not going to work. But I do see that
We're
maybe
getting there though. This is pretty powerful, right?
it
I've
is.
been using WebEx and GoToMeeting crap for a while, and
That's true.
we
That's
need
true.
stuff that's in the browser that doesn't run Java and
Yeah.
whatever else.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
everyone go to their GitHub page. I see they only had 11 stars on that project. You should go follow it.
And I would
And,
say,
give me
Mohammed,
some-
if you're listening, once you add $1 here, man, just create the least amount of friction. So if people are that cheap, they can give you $1. I mean, you know what? Just take it, man. Take it, and I don't know, and just hope you get more. Because although, what do you think, Jeff? Do you think $1 is too little, and maybe the people that we're gonna support are just gonna be like, fuck it, I can do $1, because maybe
What was his default?
his default it goes from 5, 10, 20 to 50.
A buck may as well have a $1 option. I don't know how that works with PayPal. I forget if they have
Well, I'm thinking in
minimum.
terms
We're
of
gonna
like the person
take
that's
half of the dollar anyways.
I'm thinking the person that's going to donate, if they're going to donate, they're going to donate. And $1 to 5 may or may not make a difference to them. But if they had that dollar option, maybe they'd opt for that, and he would lose out on $4.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
May
You
as
know,
well have it.
all right. How about this, Mohammed? I would suggest you test it. Do an A/B test. And although he's probably getting what do you think's converting? 1 out of 1,000 people that download this probably do it.
I have no idea, man.
Yeah, the
I don't
conversions
know.
are, I assume,
speculate.
pretty abysmal. All right, so
Well, it's early days for him. Like
It
I
is
said,
early
there's a
days.
few people following him on GitHub. But hopefully, more people start looking at that and contributing, because I love to see things that are targeted at the web and HTML5, JavaScript, no download.
So
BS,
I am giving him a 4 on the design because he went with Twitter Bootstrap and he didn't fuck with it, so it looks cool. I'm giving him a
Yeah.
3 on survival because he did open source it, but it could turn into abandonware and nobody fucking continues it. Originality, I give it a 4. 4 on that, or maybe even 5. I don't think I've ever seen an open source Chrome extension guy yet. I don't think I've seen that. And
Yeah,
marketing,
it's a little different.
marketing, I give him maybe 2 because he needs to make money in order to market it, so it's connected to the survival. What do you think there, Jeff? What's your feelings on the breakdown here?
I gave it 4s all around. Just I think it's simple. It's open source. I don't know. Hopefully they can make money. To keep it going and also be profitable. Not that it's going to be a huge business, but I think this is something that's incredibly useful to everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there might be a way to somebody might want to buy this, right? Like if you make this solid enough,
Mhm.
you could be acquired by
That's true.
WebEx
Good
or
point.
GoToMeeting
Very
or
good point.
somebody
Yep.
who's failing, clearly failing in this department.
Yeah. So this
Or
could.
like you said, all of the opportunities for e-commerce. Maybe somebody sees this as a you know, sort of pickup opportunity. But
Yeah.
I hope that people continue to expand on this.
Yeah. And
The
by
native
people, you
web.
mean Mohammed, the one guy.
Yeah, him and hopefully the open source community is
Yeah,
going to
and the
rally
open
around him
source
and help
community.
help
Yep.
out.
Yep.
I think I may have found this off Hacker News or somewhere, so I'm
Okay.
sure I wasn't the only person to check it out.
All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's see if we can get one more in
Hey, you want to do one more?
there.
I think my timer went off a while ago. This is
Oh,
going to be a
really?
really long show today, I'm sure.
Oh shit! You know what? Let's just end it because something's buggy here. All right,
Okay.
guys. I think this is it for our show today. Thanks for watching. Of course, as always, we want your feedback. You can reach me at @amul_Patel and Jeff at @Comster on Twitter. Anything else you want to add, Jeff?
Nope. Just everyone, make sure to let us know how what you think, and check out the website and start rating some of these startups. And we're just going to keep at it tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys. See you next time.
All right. See you then.